Hi everyone, it's Danielle. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going thrifting at the Goodwill bins. Y'all, it's a good thing that this place is an hour away because if it were any closer, I think I would go every single week, possibly more than once. I can't stay away. Even with it being an hour away, I'm always begging Garrett to drive me out there. So I went back out there and of course got some good thrifting footage for y'all. And of course I have a haul to share with y'all and how I've styled some of the pieces, so stay tuned till the end for that. But before we jump into the thrifting, I do want to take a minute to talk to y'all about today's video sponsor, June's Journey. Y'all, when they reached out to me, I knew I had to work with them because this is a game that I play and I downloaded it first in 2019. So June's Journey is a hidden objects game. It follows the lead character, June, who's on a journey to solve a murder mystery inside her family. And then as you progress in the game and keep playing, along the way she meets more characters and some friends and helps them solve different mysteries as well. So inside the hidden object scenes, I'll pop up some clips here so you can watch me play the game and get kind of a feel of what it's like. But you are inside these beautiful 1920s scenes and you pick out all the hidden objects and find clues along the way. And I love that this game is set in the 1920s because we obviously love vintage over here, and I just love all the scenes and all the different things. I love picking out things that I would absolutely pick up when thrifting. It's just really fun and goes really well with the aesthetic that I love. And aside from solving the mystery and finding the hidden objects, you can also design and customize your own little private island, mansion space, and as you move further along in the game, you can earn obviously like in-app flowers and money and XP to purchase things to kind of make your island beautiful and customize it to what you like. So that's another aspect that I love because you know I dream every single day of designing my own Victorian mansion. I'll actually pop up a screenshot of what my actual island looks like in my game, just so you can get an idea of what I mean. And y'all, my mom has like 35 islands. She's who put me onto this game back in 2019. And she plays every single day. Sometimes she even screens my calls, and I know it's because she's playing June's Journey. Like, that's just the truth. So if you're a phone game person like me, I highly recommend June's Journey. It's a great way for me personally if I'm having like a lot of anxious energy. I'll pull up this game, and then because the scenes or hidden objects scenes are so fast paced, it kind of helps like channel that energy into that. So if you're interested in trying out June's Journey, you can find the link down below in my description box to download the game for free. Thanks again to June's Journey for working with me on today's video. Now let's jump into the thrifting and I'll see y'all back here for the haul. So ironically enough, it was absolutely pouring the day that we went to the bins and the day that I filmed this. It's just been raining here a lot, but y'all know that I love that. So shopping in the rain is totally my thing, and because of that, the bins was much less busier than it has been in the past when I've come. I mean, granted, there were still plenty of people there, but it wasn't as suffocating. So I was able to kind of go through the bins at a slower pace. Well, I say slower pace, but I'm a very fast-paced person, so maybe it's not slow paced to y'all, but I really enjoyed looking through these picked-over bins at all these little bits and pieces. I always hope to find like a really cool vintage figurine or nativity piece or something cool that I can bring home. I always go into the bins hoping to find some antique books and vintage Bibles, but it was pretty picked over when I was here, or they just weren't putting any out. They had a lot of kids' books and a huge collection of magazines that were scattered around. Okay, so there is one item that I show at some point in this footage. It's a bit of a larger item, and I feel like y'all are gonna know that I just had to bring it home. I couldn't leave it there. My heart wouldn't let me, so like I said, I have a feeling I'm pretty transparent now, and y'all are gonna know which item it is. This would have been a really cool thing to come home with if it weren't broken. I ended up seeing the antlers in a separate bin, and then it had a broken leg. Granted, it does weigh a bit. I think it was made of resin, so I'm not positive how much you would actually pay for this, but if it were intact, I think that would have been a cool piece to bring home for Christmas and winter. I also kind of wish I'd brought this box home. I'm looking for something similar to display some like vintage brooches in with the box open, but I left that there because I just don't really know how to get dust off of felt and velvet. I know a lot of y'all love these vintage colanders with the stars. I had one at one point that I thrifted. I recently resold it on eBay because I'm just not into that anymore, but that one had a broken handle and tons of dents, so I didn't bring it home even for resale. I just felt like the condition was too bad. Did anybody see Garrett's camo Crocs? That boy insists on wearing camo Crocs anywhere we go. All right, y'all, it's about to start pouring, so I'm sorry if there's any background noise. There's also like 35 lawnmowers outside right now, and it's about to rain. Anyways, I'm gonna start this haul off with the dud. Yes, there's a dud. I found a bag of this like dollhouse, what looked like dollhouse furniture, which I know some can go good or sell for good on eBay. That was a hard sentence for some reason. But it's like this beautiful grand piano. Here's the little bench, but this really pretty like grand piano. These aren't all the pieces because I broke it. When I got home, I was putting it together and I broke it. So now I've wasted however much this cost me, which isn't much because it's the Goodwill bins, but I still wanted to show you how pretty it was. It's like this Victorian style grand piano. So maybe I could just list the bench, and there's like these little candelabras. Isn't that so cute? I'm not sure if that's focused, but I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it, but at the end of the day, I don't think I paid too much, so that's good. Oh, another thing that I got to possibly, well, I am gonna try to resell it, is this like little cookie sheet filled with these sequins. I'm assuming you would like sew them onto things, but they're Christmas, and they're so cute. There's an angel, a candy cane, a rocking horse. Well, you can see. There is a missing one right there, but I just thought I would pop these on eBay and give them a second chance in case there is anyone out there. They look a little vintage, maybe like 80s or 90s, not too vintage. The Santa's face looks kind of older to me. But anyways, I'm going to put these on my eBay, and worst case scenario, no one purchases them and I donate them back to Goodwill, and then they get a second round and hopefully somebody will buy them. I found this like little, I think it's maybe like a candle base, or maybe it would have had a glass dome that came with it. But I do have another one of these in a more oval shape, and I use it all the time. So I was happy to find this, and I'll just use it as a little riser. Probably not even for a candle. I just like to set things on it and use it to add like texture or some warmth and wood to vignettes and stuff. So yeah, if you see these, pick them up because you can use them in more ways than just one. I found this. It's like a little mirror with this brass, kind of like thin brass metal frame on it, and I just liked it. I thought it was cool. I do want to have a gallery wall of mirrors one day, and I thought this would be a nice piece to set aside and save for that. I don't know. Here's the back. It's just wood, and I love when it has these little hangers versus just like one that you can't see. I for some reason like being able to see the little metal hanger. I found a switch plate. I do have two others just like this that I thrifted, you know, in years past. Now we don't have these light switches here in this house. We did in the one before, so I used them there. But I'm gonna hold on to them because who knows, you know, we rent, so the next house, or if we ever get to purchase a house, we may have these light switches, and I just love being able to add these I do have a one for a plug that I have in the kitchen. I just think they're much prettier than just your standard little white switch plate. Oh, I got some bias tape because I was about to have to run to Hobby Lobby and buy some for the pleated lampshades. I made one. I made a mini pleated lampshade, they've been really popular, and I'm not gonna lie, I hated every second of it. I'm not good at I didn't sew, I was hot gluing, but I just wasn't good at it and it was miserable. But I went ahead and picked up this bias tape anyways in case I wanted to do another one. I have this on hand. Another kind of practical item is a lamp harp. I just purchased one on Amazon, and lo and behold, a few days later, found one at the Goodwill bin. So this is just something else I'll keep in my stash in case I find a lamp thrifting and I need a different size harp. Oh y'all, look, I found Lincoln a collar because he wears a harness because he pulls and chokes himself, but in the backyard, since we don't have a fence, we use those long tie things so they don't run off, and I leave Jackson's collar out there. So I just wanted to find one that was easy to put on Lincoln when we're out in the backyard. And this one looks brand new. It's just a little teal color with these little bones on it, and it even has a leash attached. And I've been trying to thrift one for months and was having no success. So thank you to the Goodwill bins. Every single time I've gone to the Goodwill bins, I have left with a doily or some sort of linen like that. I just can't stand to see them possibly go into the landfill. So I always bring them home, and y'all know if you watched my recent video where I shared the inside of this, I guess I'll just open it now. I have all of my linens in here. So we've got doilies, table runners, everything. So I'll just store these in there, and then of course I use them all the time, but this one's like a little flower shape. So I thought that was pretty. And this is so beautiful. It's a round, I'm assuming for a little tabletop. I don't have any round tables, but I'll find something to do with it. I think it's gorgeous. I grabbed this little kind of organizational divider basket. These come in handy in my decor closet where I have just a bunch of little things that I need a spot for. So this would even look cute on the wall as a little shelf, kind of like a boho look. They were severely lacking in the book department this day. Normally I leave there with at least 2 to 3 vintage books, and I couldn't find any. Maybe everyone's buying them, which is fine. At least they're not being burned. This is the only one that I brought home. It says God and the Father, and I just liked the tan color. It's super thin. Let me see if there's a copyright date. 1935. So I'll add that to my ever-growing vintage book collection. And then here's 2 more pieces that I do not need these. Who cares though? I got this 70s looking gardening book. And if you remember in my other recent video where I did kind of a spring home tour, in the little shabby chic cabinet I have a small little stack of vintage gardening books. So I'm just going to slide this in there and call it a day. But I did just like the cover. I thought it was cute, and I liked the color of the spine. And then this is I guess a crafting magazine. It's how to make glass flowers or glass-like flowers. And look, I love how it says $1 on there. I just thought it was too cute, okay? So no, I'm not gonna make glass flowers, but I'll just, like I said, put these in with that little stack. I'll go ahead and insert a clip so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, and then the last item that I brought home is way too giant to put on camera. And yes, it's the item that I said I have a feeling y'all are gonna know that I was gonna bring home, duh. It's that giant framed art of, I wanna say French or Victorian. It reminds me of Marie Antoinette, but all those fancy people in all their fancy dresses. It's huge, y'all, and I put it above our bed. It was already getting ruined. It did have a little rip that I have to glue down because it's just on board, a little lithograph on board, or print on board, is that what it's called? Anyways, I put it above our bed, and it does fill that space in nicely, so I'm gonna live with that for a while. And once again, worst case scenario, I get sick of it, I donate it back to Goodwill, and it has a second chance at life. So really, I'm doing it a favor. All right, y'all, that's gonna wrap up today's video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not. Thanks again to June's Journey for sponsoring today's video. Once again, you can find the link down below to download the game, and I will talk to y'all in my next video. Bye.